Welcome to day 8 of the hip stretch series. Today we're going to start sitting up in a nice cross-legged position, so go ahead and get comfortable. If you want, you can kind of move the flesh from under your sit bones. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall. You want to stack the pelvis with the heart and the head straight up. Lift the crown towards the top of the sky. Take a breath here, sit up nice and tall. Alright, and now we're just going to kind of do a sitting cat-cow. We've been doing this, like waving the spine in a couple different positions, so we're just going to try it here. And what I want you to focus on with this is sort of lifting up when you curve your spine out of the femurs, out of the pelvis, so that you kind of create a separation between your leg bones. You know, not anything dramatic or painful, just a little bit. And arch the back, look up, and then exhale. We're going to bring the chin into the chest and curl the spine back. Just a couple times with that. Thinking about the hips, thinking about pulling out from there and warming them up a little bit. Exhale, chin all the way into the chest. And you can feel that stretch when you curve the spine back too. Right there, where your leg bone meets your hip bone. In the acetabulum. That's what it's called. I remember that from school. Go ahead, a couple more. Okay. Your next exhale, come to neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and stretch the right leg out in front of us. And bring the left foot into the thigh. We're just going to inhale, arms up, lift up out of the pelvis. Exhale, lean forward. Now, you do want your back to be straight, but you don't want your back to be straight and you leaning forward so much that you're straining yourself, folding perfectly here. If you need to bend at the waist a little bit, that's okay. You don't want to strain your lower back doing these kind of stretches. It's actually really easy to do. So take an inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, bend down. We're going to go ahead and switch. So earlier in the series, I talked about how you can actually inhale, arms up. Sorry, lean forward. How you can actually, actually some of the problems you can be having in your hips might be related to the muscles around them. So the muscles around them are your hamstrings, your thighs, and your lower back. So we're going to stretch them a little bit this morning before we get started, just to make sure we're not so focused on the hips we're forgetting to take care of the rest of our body. Get a little bit taller, bend forward. Okay, and then we're just going to take the right leg out to meet it, or meet the left foot, and sit up nice and tall. Maybe walk the hips back a little bit to get the flesh out again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to bend forward. Your goal is to reach your toes, but of course you can be right up here. Just walk your hands out, and again, we're going to inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, bend a little bit further. And remember, don't strain your low back. Inhale, a little bit taller. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and come down onto our stomach. So you're just going to lay flat and turn the feet out so that the tops of the toes are on the ground. Bring your hands right on either side of your chest with your elbows in. And first we're going to do cobra, or half cobra. So go ahead and just lift up a little bit. You should be using your lower back to do this, not your upper back. And exhale, come down. And now we're going to go a little bit higher, but we're not going to lift up into downward dog. We're not going to lift our legs up. We're just going to bring up the chest. So you want to inhale, come up as far as feels comfortable for you. Exhale, come down, and we're just going to do that 3 times. So inhale up, and this will strengthen your lower back a little bit. Exhale down, inhale up, And make sure that that really big muscle right on your butt, the gluteus maximus, isn't getting hurt, isn't getting strained, and has support around it while we're doing all these hip stretching moves. Come down. And then our next inhale, you can curl the toes under, and we're just going to push back. Take our knees wide, go into child's pose. Nice and wide, getting into those hips now. Take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and come up. Bring the right foot forward into that low lunge. Keep the knee down. We're just going to inhale, arms up. Energize your feet. Pull them together. Pull your knee and your foot together. Feel the stretch right here in your hip. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go ahead and bring the feet on either side. We're going to plant the left hand down and take the right arm to the sky. Look up towards your fingers. You should still feel that stretch in the front of the left hip. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale. We're going to reach back towards the left foot. Pop it up. Try to hold on to your ankle or your toes. If you can't reach it, you can hook onto your thing or just keep trying, because just trying is going to give you a stretch too. Take a breath here. Go ahead and release it down. We're going to go ahead and switch. So bring the knee back. Bring the left foot forward. Inhale up. Take a nice breath here. Energize. Remember to ground down and lift up. And bring the hands down. Leave the right hand on the mat. We're going to head into that twist. Breathe. All right, go ahead and reach back for your foot. Pop it up. Grab on. Look back over your shoulder. And remember to breathe. Right. Go ahead and release it. We're going to come back for a second. And we're just going to push back into child's pose. Rock forward. Get ready. Curl the toes under. Push up into downward facing dog. Walk the feet. Breathing. Remember to bend the knees if you need to shoot the hips back. Getting your feet flat on the floor is not the goal. You really want your head and your neck to be relaxed, so you're not straining yourself. And then we're just going to go ahead and come forward into plank. And bring our knees down. Good job. All right, and now what we're going to do is bring that foot forward into the lunge again. And we're going to get our blocks if you want them. If not, if your chest not collapsed, don't worry about it. And we're going to curl the back toes under, lift up the leg, and we're going to wave the spine like we did at the beginning, but in this position. So if you need to come to your fingertips, make it easier, whatever, you just want to make sure you're not all hunched over your leg like that. So go ahead and inhale, stretch the spine. Exhale, curve. Stay strong in your legs, ground down, lift up, curve. Go ahead and do that one more time. And now what we're going to do from here, if you want to keep the blocks, actually, you might want the blocks, or you don't really need them if you decide you don't, but we're going to boost this back foot up so that both of our feet are in line, facing forward with the toes forward. You're just going to pop this up a little bit as far as you need to, and we're going to straighten the front leg, lift up a little bit, flat back, and then exhale, come down. So this is why you might want your blocks. Put your hand on. If not, you can use your leg, or you can go all the way to the ground. Just going to feel that for a second. And And then what we're going to do, let me move these so you can see. We're going to come back onto this heel for a second. If that feels okay, you can walk your hands over to one side and then over to the other. I'm just going to try that a couple times. If you know this is a little bit of strength, put your foot back down. If you got it up, go for it. Just see how that feels. Okay. And then we're just going to plant our hands on either side of the foot. Step back a little bit farther than the back foot. Downward facing dog. Come down, plank, knees on the ground. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the left foot forward. We're going to do the same thing. So set yourself up to wave the spine, blocks. If lifting your back foot up was really hard, go ahead and leave it down. We're just going to inhale, look up. Exhale, curve the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curve the spine. One more time. All right, so we're going to go back into that triangle. So go ahead and boost the foot forward. Remember, both feet facing the same direction, almost in line. And we're just going to inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, come down. Take a breath, and then we're going to try it. And it might be different on this side, so if you can't pop your foot up or it feels like too much, go ahead, leave it down. We're just going to inhale, lift the toes up if you feel it today. And just walk over to one side, both hands. Walk over to the other. Always breathing. Nice deep inhale. We're just going to try this a couple times, see how we feel. Okay, go ahead, bring both hands to either side. Step it back a little bit further. Downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. We're going to drop down all the way to the belly one more time. This time we're going to take full downward dog. So toes on the ground, and we're going to lift the knees up just so they hover a centimeter above the earth. So hands on either side of the chest. Inhale, push all the way up, look up. And exhale, come back down. We're going to go ahead and push back into traditional child's pose. So knees still together. Push back. Oh, my shoulder popped. Okay, inhale, come forward. We're going to sit down in the middle of the mat. Bring our feet together for that butterfly. We're a little warmed up already, so you can flutter for a second, and then we're just going to inhale, exhale, guide the feet down. If your knees are already on the earth, you could get something to put under your feet and push them even further if you feel like you need to go further. But my knees are up here. I think most people's knees are probably a little bit farther from the ground. So go ahead and relax. And we're just going to go ahead and come down on our backs for Savasana. I read a quote just before I started, actually, that said, ultimately, human intentionality is the most powerful force on the planet. So I urge you to set an intention for this Savasana and for your practice going forward, something that you want to achieve in your life or in the world. Because without willpower, without people fighting, nothing's going to change. So just keep trying. Don't give up. You have it in you. You're the white blood cell that fixes the problem. So let's take 5 breaths. Go ahead. Get the shoulders down. Let your feet fall out. Hands up. Just 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, start to wiggle the fingers and toes, waking up, shake the head from side to side. Sometimes I like to bring my hands together, rub them together, create nice warm palms, place them on my eyes. It's a nice gentle way to come out. Still breathing. We're going to stretch our arms up nice and gentle. Inhale, plant the foot behind, push up onto your side. And when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and sit up. Well, I hope you enjoyed day 8, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Enjoy your day.